Welcome to B1 Ministries, a podcast for the Outcast. Spiritual conversations for everyday people. Come on. B1 with your universe. B1 with love for all humanity. B1. Spiritual conversations for everyday people. B1 with love for all humanity.
Well, here we go. This is B1 Ministries, William Hughes, Seattle, Washington, coming at you again with another CarCast. And so today is going to be a little bit different. I don't have a particular subject in mind because I'm doing what I would call an introduction to B1 Ministries. What's its purpose? And what do I seek to achieve with, doing these random CarCasts and interviewing people and talking about this thing called love, right? And so I was talking with a friend and he took a look at some of these CarCasts and some of the interviews and stuff, and he says, man, this is great stuff, but I really think you should do a CarCast on what your purpose is. That way people kind of know how to involve themselves in what you're doing and get the most out of it, right? And so I thought, yeah, you know what, that is probably a good thing to do something that kind of speaks to the why I'm doing this. And so that's what this is going to be about. So I'm going to give you a little bit of background on William Hughes. Like I said, I'm from Seattle, Washington. I've been in ministry, about 13 years seriously or more. I've poked around with the idea of a spiritual life for, probably 10 years before that. So we'll say a good 25 plus years that I've been investigating the idea of a spiritual life. And in that time, because I'm such a curious George, I've had the opportunity to research and learn from so many beautiful, brilliant people that I just feel like I have this huge, huge fountain of life in me that I want to share with my community and the world. And so that's kind of my why. And so along the way, because of my curiosity, I've had the opportunity to study people like Wayne Dyer, Michael Beckwith, the Course in Miracles. I really was fascinated by the Secret. That was a really cool one. That one really had a lot of depth and weight to me in terms of the law of attraction and all of those kinds of things. And so the one that really pushed me over the top, though, was Oprah Winfrey's Super Soul Sundays. I'm sitting and, listening to her podcasts pretty much daily and just kind of falling in love with the idea that I got to listening to some of her conversations and what I was taking away from this and how it was truly a way without religion to help me to get some focus on my own personal spiritual life. And I was just thinking in my heart and mind, like, what an awesome job that is, man, to be able to interview people from all over the planet. And a lot of those are her friends, that she's grown to love and adore over the years. And in all the conversations that she's been in, I can't imagine the wisdom that Oprah has. It's just, what a great job, right? And so I got to thinking about that, and something compelled me. One morning I woke up and I said, I think I want to start doing a podcast or a CarCast, whatever this is, video cast. And so, I don't know, I ran it by my lovely wife, and, And she didn't look at me crazy. She says, yeah, baby, that's something you would do well at, because you love talking to people. You love investigating truth. You love to learn new things all the time. And so with that support of my loving wife, I just knew it was right. And so anyway, I began this quest, and I started to figure out, well, what is that all going to look like? And got a website and got a YouTube channel, and I simply started recording. And what ended up happening is that I really realized that, oh my God, I am getting more out of this than the people I'm interviewing, I for sure. But my hope and my purpose in it is that people can get some spiritual nuggets that they can actually digest to implement in their daily life, to figure out how to love well, how to live well, how to have a holistic life that promotes love in their communities, promotes love in their home. You know, their first ministry is their home, you know, their wife, their kids, their family members, and being able to be, you know, an example of grace and joy and forgiveness and peace and all of those things, you know, and so that's been my purpose since the very beginning of this. And I'm not a big professional guy. I mean, I'm doing this with my phone, you know, because I want it to be that way. I don't necessarily need all the fancy cameras I just want it to be raw, real people stuff, right? And so that's kind of been my journey. And like, I had this idea back then when I started this part of it, but when I started to get into spirituality, I thought when I went to seminary, I came up with this idea, you and I B1. There was a time when people were texting and using, you know, like acronyms to spell out a whole sentence. And so I thought you in I B1 would be awesome. So I kind of had that going on for a little while, and then I met a marketing buddy of mine, and he said, you know, that's just a little too much to wrap your mind around. It's too many characters, and you look at it, and it looks the Uni-B1 or something like that. And so he said, why don't you just reduce it down to B1? And then I thought, you know, that makes a lot of sense. So then it turned in from that to B1 Love, because really that's my religion. That's what I stand by. That's the platform I teach from. And I just love like promoting or provoking love, because that, I believe, for me is the most healing energy in the entire universe, is when you can truly find yourself in a place of love. It is very difficult to live a crappy life. It just is, right? And so that's kind of what started this whole thing. And I know, you know, some of my buddies think I'm a little nuts, especially when I run up on them for an interview and they're like, dude, I don't know about all that, right? But they usually do it because they know my heart, and like, I really do want to hear your point of view. And what's awesome about it is that in my journey, in my quest for, you know, trying to figure out how to live a spiritual life, I, you know, have run across, I mean, people from all walks of life, man, fat, skinny, rich, poor, young, old, you know, Buddhist, I mean, you name it. I love people, man. I just do. And so that's the foundation of what B1 Love Ministries is all about. And so, you know, my hope is that, you know, I don't want to claim to be a big preacher or a big theologian, just because I went through ministry and or seminary, and I have a bunch of like years of experience walking with people as a life coach, as a friend, as a, you know, a person to help a person find their purpose. But I struggle for finding my own, you know what I mean? And I really, like I said, my hope is that people can find in these CarCast, podcast, interviews, some spiritual nuggets that you can walk away feeling better than you did before you started listening, and maybe using some of the tools that some of my friends and myself share about their real life, real-time experiences with trying to be a good dude or trying to be the best version of yourself today. And so that's my goal. I don't know how it's going to shake out. All I can say is God's got my heart wrapped up in doing this, and I am just going to do what he says, because, or the universe, I don't want to muddy the water, because I don't want anyone from any religion, any faith, anybody to feel like this is not for them, because this is for people. This is for people that just want to be better people and have a spiritually connected life that leads to prosperity and joy and happiness and love. Because really the opposite of that is fear and anger and resentment and all of these things that deteriorate the very essence of who we are as human beings. We're supposed to love one another, man. And I'm on that, right? And so that's my purpose. I know I'm a little bit rambly in this, but I'm very passionate about this experience that I'm having with this thing. And so I just want everyone to know all are welcome, and I am open to all comments, and just don't bash or whatever what we're doing, because I don't, I wouldn't bash your thing, man. So I know it's a little unorthodox, and it's probably really weird that someone would do something like this, but I don't know. This belongs to the universe. It is not mine. Like, I don't want credit. I'm not trying to make money. I just want to feed the people, you know what I mean? And in turn, I get to be fed myself. And so I think that is my nucleus, my why. And so everyone's invited to this party, man. So, if you don't have, I belong to a couple men's groups, and I do a lot of things around, serving kids and, being a mentor and this and that. But if you don't have that kind of thing in your life and you are looking to grow, let this be your group. Let this be your thing you do once a week or whatever it is that gives you fulfillment and gives you a voice. And so if you have any comments that you want to put on my YouTube page, please, I want to hear everything. And if you have great ideas for podcast subject matters that I haven't thought of, please hit my website, B1 Ministries, hit my YouTube page, and share your heart with us. I mean, we're pretty cool people, man, and I'm just grateful that I'm even in a place where this is something that I want to do. So that's about all I got around that. And like I said, everyone is welcome here. And I really, really appreciate all of your support and love for what is on my heart to do. And so thank you for one. And if you're just viewing this for the first time, welcome, man. This is a cool, safe place to be, to learn and digest, without religion, without rules, without the law, without the anything. It's just be you. Be you and be one with the universe. And so with that, that's about it for my foundation stuff. Again, B1 Love Ministries. If no one's told you today that they love you, I do. And you can count on that. So anyway, B1 Love Ministries. I'm out. Bam.
Welcome to B1 Ministries, a podcast for the Outcast. Spiritual conversations for everyday people. Come on. B1 with your universe. B1 with love for all humanity. B1. Spiritual conversations for everyday people. B1 with love for all humanity.